It made contact with the frozen monster, and then the contact turned into an explosion. She was advised by the system that she leveled up, and it happened thrice. Unbeknownst to her, a scorpion monster is on its way to attack her from behind. UUA screamed for her to look out. UUA made it in time. He was able to grab her and evade the attack. Then he used Ultra Fireball. His attack caused a huge explosion. He looked serious, while the woman he's holding looked at him in awe, but he didn't notice it. Instead, he just told her to get up so they can move to the next leveling spot. He inquired how old she was to be able to afford paying 400,000. She made a hand sign that shows 21. UUA thought that everyone awakens at 18, so it should have been 3 years since she entered the other world. He asked her for the reason why her level is still low. She stopped walking, which made UUA ask what's wrong. She slowly removed her hood. It revealed her purple hair and eyes. Then, she thanked UUA for helping her level up and advised him to leave. She promised him $10,000 to keep him from saying anything to her sister. UUA expressed that he thought she was mute. He assured her that he'll help her clear the first world, since it was his promise to her sister. She looked horrified, and reminded him of what those people said about her, that she's an embodiment of a calamity or a jinx. She was worried that she'd cause him trouble if they stayed together. UUA was curious to know what embodiment of calamity meant. She was about to explain it, but someone spoke that the calamitous mage is out to harm others again. Several men appeared. One of them said that people on the forum have claimed that as long as one takes on the calamitous mage's mission, that person dies an untimely death. On the contrary, it is said whoever manages to kill her will obtain a large number of experience and ability points. The men decided to attack her in the name of justice. The woman panicked because those men were 5 to 6 levels higher than them. They had no match for them. She told him that since they are only after her, UA should leave. UUA was pissed off that they wanted to touch his 400,000 without his consent. Someone showed up and noticed a team fight. That person finds it exciting. Several armored people walked in. The men earlier gossiped among themselves. They recognized that the person in front is the young master Liu Yao of the Liu family, the wealthiest family in Linhai City. They know that they are no match for them if they have arrived to steal their kills. A man from the earlier group approached Liu and politely informed him that they didn't mean to offend him. Liu told him to be silent. Yao grabbed Yui's collar and commented that it seemed like they're fated to run into each other. UUA teased him by asking if he's there to give him equipment again. He emphasized that Liu couldn't use any more resurrection scrolls for the next 7 days. Yao raised his hand. Then he commanded everyone to kill Yua. The profile of the woman showed up. Her name is Su Yan and she's at level 1. Aside from that, everything else about her is unknown. Yua looked serious. Yao was confused why he reacted that way. Then he noticed his people just standing behind him. He bonked them on the head while asking if they did not understand his instructions. His subordinate just replied that he's used to it. They surrounded UUA and Yen. UUA watched their every move. Suddenly, they all brought out gifts while requesting UA to reconsider. Yen was so confused. Yua was surprised too. She asked Yao what was his intention in doing that. He told her to shut up. Then he approached UUA but maintained a safe distance by hiding behind one of his men. He told UA that he understood that UA isn't afraid of using brute force like he is, but he doesn't want to resort to that. So because of that, Yao specially arranged for his men to painstakingly choose the super rare treasures for UA. You could have it all on the condition that UA will be joining his guild and work for him. In addition to that, he would also pay UA $50,000 a month. Yua commented that for a poor peasant like UA, the offer of Yao is something that he wouldn't be able to achieve even after 10 years of hard work. She suggested for him to join Yao's guild. In Warere's head, she expected Yao to be elated that she's helping him persuade UA to join the guild. And once UA joins the guild, Ware plans to teach Yua a lesson. UA replied that he only admires those who are stronger than him. He suggested that Yao should use force so that way he could consider his offer. Where got triggered and emphasized that 50,000 is more than Yue can earn in a year, so he doesn't have the right to reject Yao's offer. Yu expressed that birds of the same feather really do flock together. He asked her if she really thought that everyone would choose to give up being a human to become a dog like her. Yue asked if they were still going to fight, otherwise they should just get out of his way. Were asked if they were still going to fight. Yao commanded to let Yue go. Were couldn't accept his decision and asked him why when Yue was looking down at him. Yao is now angry when he repeated to say that they should just let Yue go. Yue decided to back down. They watched Yu and Yen walk away. One of Yao's subordinates expressed that their boss is generous for letting Yue walk away. When Yue tried to kill Yao before the subordinate insisted that Yao should have just killed the guy, that blabbermouth met Yao's fist. Then Yao expressed that the best things are out of reach, that things that are too easily obtainable are never valuable. Yue clung to him and asked him when he said that he wanted to kill Yue at all costs back then. She asked him when he changed his mind. He replied that it happened after Yue killed him last time. Yao grabbed Were's jaw and it looked like he's holding his anger back while bringing up what Were said before that Yue's poor family couldn't afford gold equipment. But it's a puzzle on how a normal monster tame still does so much damage. Yao knew that there's more than that meet the eye. That is why he wants Yue to work for him. Yue grits her teeth. Deep inside her, she insisted that Yue is just a poor peasant and she'll make him grovel at her feet one day. It was late into the night. Han thanked Yue for protecting her. Yue replied that it was nothing, otherwise he'll lose his 400,000 if she died, and that's not a great thing to end the day. Yen approached him. She suggested calling it quits since she thinks Yue won't be able to complete the mission. Yu asked her why she posted the bounty in the forum when she doesn't have confidence. He added that she could just stand her up. But why did she enter the other world? Yen replied that she gave up a long time ago and it was her sister's doing. She emphasized that she's the embodiment of calamity and she showed him something as a proof. The system window displayed that her special class is Calamitous Mage. With her calamitous body, she cannot kill monsters by herself. Instead, she must form a team with others and share the burden of the calamity with her teammate. In that situation, the lives of her and her teammate are connected. Should either of them die, both of them will die and the level will immediately return to 0. If they disband midway, the level will return to 0, but the teammate will now receive any penalties. When a calamitous mage clears the first world with a calamitous body, the player and their teammate who have destroyed the calamitous body will receive a large amount of experience. Deep inside, Yue was surprised that she's a special class hunter. He just found out that aside from the core class hunters and subclass hunters, there are also special class hunters. As long as they overcome the limitations of their class, there is an extremely high chance of a highly ranked class emerging. It may be legendary or even mythic. It's also a shame for normal people to overcome this limitation. They can only be reduced to ordinary people who fade out the public's attention. Yen shared that she had already tried over 100 times ever since she had awakened this special class 3 years ago. Yet, she never succeeded. In addition, there is the rule in the other world preventing one from teaming up with someone who is over 10 levels higher than them. She wondered how it is possible for 2 people who are at best level 10 to defeat the first world's boss. She advised him to leave. Yu asked her what if he says that it's possible. He told her that he can help her clear the first world. Yen was surprised and hopeful. She grabbed him and asked if he's serious. Inside her head, she admitted that for 3 years, she had always dreamed of shattering that damned class limitation and becoming a hunter revered by masses. She wondered if it's possible. Yu told her to stop rambling and invited her to clear the world's first mission. In the first world, hunters must first complete world missions to earn the qualifications to challenge the world boss. The first mission is to kill 1,000 monsters. Second is to collect 10 silver coins. Yen got scared upon seeing Yue's power. Within a few hours, he carried Yen through the world's missions. Now, they had finished off 1,000 monsters and had farmed a lot of coins. Yue told her that the prerequisite missions are complete, so they can challenge the boss now. Yen replied that there's no problem with that. Yue asked her what's wrong. Yen expressed that she couldn't understand how a strong person like Yue would take the mission. Yue replied that it's because he's not a typical guy. Internally, Yue finds what he said cringy because in reality he's in dire need of cash. Yen was actually impressed with his answer earlier. The system window appeared containing the details of the first world missions. She tapped yes and was alerted that she had opened the first world. The Origin of Nightmares boss arena. It was a door to Demon's Abyss. Yue asked her if she's ready. They walked inside the door and now they are in the boss arena, Demon's Abyss. They have 1 hour for the boss fight, meaning they have to defeat the boss, Berserk Wild Boar King, within 1 hour. And if they fail to defeat the Berserk Wild Boar King within the time limit or are killed by the Berserk Wild Boar King, the challenge will be deemed as a failure. You gave Yen some potions and items. Yen was surprised that those were resurrection scrolls, instant recall medicine, and many more very expensive high consumables. Yue can easily clear the first world alone, but he's aware that death could happen any time in the other world. He reminded her to always be on guard. He prepared by letting the silver-armored scorpion equip the defensive gear that they got earlier in the Hero Guardian's armor that Liu Yao dropped. He expected the scorpion to tank the boss's attack. Yen heard something. Yue told her that the boss had arrived. It was one mean-looking wild boar. The Berserk Wild Boar King is at level 10 with a physical 2-star boss. This beast is the ruler of the Origin of Nightmares. It guards the passageway of the first world. The Berserk Wild Boar King crushes anyone who tries to break through the Origin of the Nightmares to enter the second world. Yen trembled in fear, but she talked herself out of it. But she recalled that last time they couldn't bear it with a party of dozens of people, and they only have 2 people now. You noticed how Yen might have developed a subconscious fear of the Wild Boar King after too many past failures. You told her to hide somewhere and heal up the silver-armored scorpion. She asked what Yue would do. He replied that he'll be taking care of the pig. As if triggered from the word pig, the wild boar attacks. Yue met its attack with a super fireball. The health of the wild boar was lessened with negative 325. The room was filled with smoke. The wild boar looked like it got angrier. Yue commented that boss monster's sturdiness is nothing to scoff at. The monster roared loudly. It attacked again, but the scorpion blocked it off. Its feet did on the ground, causing some parts of it to shatter. Then Yue used consecutive firing fireballs. The wild boar wasn't able to avoid that. No matter how sturdy it is, as long as the silver-armored scorpion can withstand its attack, Yue has an advantage. The boss monster used wild charges. It threw the silver-armored scorpion backwards. The boss monster roared loudly. Yue knew that this fight wasn't that simple. Now the boss monster went on a rampage. Yen yelled for Yue to dodge. The silver-armored scorpion braced itself, but Yue just stood there, waiting for the perfect opportunity. He watched the boss monster as it charged towards him. The Berserk Wild Boar King is almost at Yu's face. He found the right timing. It was time to use Super Icicle. The Berserk Wild Boar King was covered in ice. Yen was surprised and worried since a low-star boss like that has a 50% tenacity naturally, so its frozen status won't last for too long. The boss monster roared loudly. The boss monster was enraged, and usually it will trigger the death stomp. The armored scorpion blocked its way as it charged towards Yue. You decided to add more vitality to the armored scorpion. Yen agreed. She did what they had spoken about, and then she noticed that even with the added vitality, the armored scorpion won't be able to hold on for much longer. They needed a stronger attack that could deal much greater damage. Yue told her that it won't be long. He just needs her to buy some time for him, and that's more than enough. He used Icicle Fire Dance. The Berserk Wild Boar King crashed on the large ice, and it roared loudly. Even if it's a level 10 2-star Wild Boar King, it won't be able to withstand a 2-star gold equipment and a mythic class's constant barrage. Round sphere floats in the air, and UA has been enveloped in a golden glow. He used a combo skill, Fireball, to the boss monster. Yen was amazed since she had never seen anyone utilize those two skills that skillfully before. The boss monster halts and it dropped dead. A notification window appeared and congratulated him for defeating the level 10 2-star boss Berserk Wild Boar King. He had received 100% of all rewards like plus 6,000 experience points and ability points 1,000 W. He also obtained plus 12 silver, plus 16 LV2 meet skill book titled Berserk to sacrifice 10% of defense to increase 5% of attack power that lasts for 10 seconds. He decided to leave the skill book for one of her pets. He also received a magic class Berserker coat. It's LV10 2-star type gold rank. When the wearer's vitality isn't enough, it will absorb damage for the wearer, utilizing mana to negate the damage inflicted. Every 2 mana, 1 damage will be negated. In addition to that, there's also a Bloodlust Berserker wearing ring. It is a Bloodlust equipment that always regenerates 55 vitalities for each critical hit on an enemy. Yen also received a congratulatory message for breaking through the class restriction of the Calamitous Mage and obtained the Calamitous Body. Now she has evolved into an epic class Taboo Mage. She got teary now that she not only got rid of herself as the Calamitous Mage class, she even managed to evolve into an epic rank core class. They were surprised when another screen appeared. Meanwhile, on the plaza, the news that they have killed the world boss Berserk Wild Boar King was announced. The people couldn't believe that it only took them half a day to clear the first world of the other world. Then the crowd noticed that there weren't any notifications of other hunters. They find it impossible that only one of them was able to clear it. One of them recognized the name Su Yan and recalled that she's the Calamitous Mage without a single ounce of attack power, so she must have been boosted by someone in order to clear the mission. Then they were able to put the pieces together that the guy she's with had a dead weight with him and still managed to kill a world boss all on his own. They couldn't believe it. A system window appeared and congratulated Yen and Yue for clearing the first world called the Origin of Evil. The second world, the Zombie Siege, has been activated. Hunters are instructed to head to the second world. A red and blue tunnel appeared. The red tunnel leads them towards the second world, while the blue tunnel leads them back to the first world. You decided that it's better to refill their supplies first before going to the second world. He turned his back and made his way towards the blue tunnel. Yen was surprised and asked where he was going. He replied that he's going to meet Yan's sister to get his money. That's when Yen realized that Yue is the mysterious hunter who got the first clear for the hidden dungeon whose name is Zero. At the Linhai City Center, Su family's office building. A woman informed Jinga that there's a call for her. On the other line, Yue spoke that he had completed the task and he'll give her his card details so she could send over the money to him. She replied that she has to verify it first, so she'll just contact him later. Gina scoffed and complained that it's not even a half day and he already dared to say that he completed the mission. She thought that he was a scammer, but Yen burst the door open and exclaimed that she managed to do it. Gina asked if it's true. Yen shared that not only she break through the Calamitous Body, she also obtained an epic core class, which is Taboo Mage. Gina was delighted. No one in the Su family has ever obtained such a rare hunter class. She assumed that Yen was helped by several people to clear the mission quickly. Jan corrected Gina, saying that only one helped her. Jinga was surprised. She immediately went to her desk. She asked Yen if the person who boosted her was a hunter named Zero. She replied, yes. It was all over the discussion board on the internet. Gina grinned at the idea that both Yen and Zero managed to break the record that hasn't been broken for hundreds of years and are going to be one of the first few individuals to enter the second world. Instantly, Jinga called for a meeting with the board of directors. In order to clear the second world, she planned to recruit Zero to their guild named Misty Rain back to the slums. Mr. Zhang was informed that the hospital had received the payment. They asked him how they may be of service to him. Deep inside, Yue thought of how the people that gave him $400,000 are pretty good at keeping their promises, considering that they sent him the money as soon as he requested it. Yue told the hospital that they should cure his brother. The hospital reminded him that his brother's injuries are pretty severe, so they will need him to remain in the hospital for observation and recuperation, and it will cost $40,000 to $50,000 per month. Hearing that it would cost a large sum, Yue regretted agreeing to work for the rich bastard from before. His phone rang again. He answered and immediately he was offered to join the Misty Rain Guild. Gina told him that she's the vice president, Sue. She assured him that the company will provide him with insurance, housing funds, as well as a monthly salary of $30,000 each month. He is also entitled to receive bonuses for his performance. It was timely. Ye immediately expressed that he will join the guild, but he has one condition: that they must never intrude into his personal life or freedom. That made Yan and Ja nervous. One of the board members argued that they could never give him that since he will be working for them. If everyone in the guild does what they want to do on their own, then there's no point in actually having a guild. Yu replied that if they can't accept his conditions, then they could just forget about it. Then he hung up. Su Chen, the Su family group CEO, asked Gina if it was the guy that she referred to, regardless of the conditions. Gina explained that the man recently became a hunter and yet he only used half a day's worth of time to clear the First World's books while having to carry yen. Not to mention he broke the 100 red year record that no one could break. She insists on obtaining such a rare talent before the others get to him. A board member was about to argue with that, but Yen stopped him and told him that Yue is really good at what he does. Gina expressed her opinion to agree with Yue's terms for now and bring him over to the Misty Rain Guild for further assessment. Yen supported her. She also echoed what Yue just said, that he won't be completely free and that he will still join in guild activities if they have any need of him or any large-scale activities. Chen agreed, but pointed out that if Yue refuses to listen to them, then he will have to make the decision himself. Meanwhile, Yue stared at his phone while thinking about the Dragon Kingdom's Xening Province Guild. It is the 5th in the ranking. Even if it's 2 ranks lower than the Supreme Guild, it still seems pretty good. Adding on to that its monthly salary and commissions, Yue calculated that he would have more than enough for each month's hospital fees. His phone then rang again. When he answered the call, he was informed that they are willing to accept his conditions. They asked him when he will be able to report for work in their company. He replied that he will work from home instead of the office. He explained that since the office and his home are both in Lynh High City, his spawn point when logging in won't be affected. Gina was caught off guard. Yue asked if it was possible, and if that's the case, they could just forget their agreement. That pushed Gina to accept him working from home. In Yue's head, he thought of the guild master as amiable and pretty to talk with. And with his financial issues all settled, he could fully focus on clearing the alternate world. A few moments later, he was prompted to select the world that he would like to enter. The blue tab showed the first world, the origin of nightmares, and the red tab showed the second world, Zombie Siege. And of course, our ever so confident and overpowered MC chose to enter the second world. He entered the portal and reached the other side. The system window appeared and welcomed him. He read the screen. It was a description of the second world. That world was about to face a huge calamity. With the apocalypse nearing, humans that have been exposed to darkness shrouding the city have gradually gone through various mutations. Zombies were about to lay siege to the city. And as the sole survivor of the Nodding City, they were requested to work together with everyone else to protect the city. If not, when the zombies breached the city, there would be nowhere to run. The World Mission 1 was to clear a hidden dungeon. World Mission 2 was to participate and successfully fend off 3 zombie waves. It was also written on the screen that the tunnel to the dungeon of the second world's boss would only be activated after completing all of the world's missions mentioned above. Only by clearing that boss would they be able to enter the third world. Zero knew that the lowest level in the second hidden dungeon was level 15. So if he wanted to have a chance at clearing it first, he would need to level up a bit. While the second mission required him to wait for an opportunity, he got distracted when he heard someone yell that the zombie horde would be coming in 2 days. That person was Nolan, the captain of soldiers. Nolan complained loudly that those disgusting zombies were always attacking Notting City, so there weren't enough weapons left in the storage for their brothers in arms to use. Zero noted that even though Notting City was the second world safety zone, the city still often got attacked by zombie hordes. Thus, the city always had a suffocating tension in its atmosphere. Nolan approached Zero and welcomed him. He informed Zero that war was about to erupt. He asked if Zero could go to the west side of Notting City and kill some of the mutated zombies there so that they might gather some resources and materials for weapons. Zero knew that Notting City had a couple of missions within it. That particular mission had the highest difficulty and covered a wide range of things. The targets also ranged from level 2 to level 20. The system displayed the details for the material gathering quest. It was a regular mission with level 200 difficulty. Notting City's weapon storage needed to be replenished urgently. Zero was instructed to proceed to the west of Notting City and take over the garrison camp that was currently full of mutated zombies and kill the zombies within to obtain materials. He was to collect 100 each of the Fire Element Corpse Core, Ice Element Corpse Core, and Poison Element Corpse Core. The reward was 100,000 experience, plus 50 silver, plus 9,000 ability points, plus 2 random star equipment, skill book, or a pet egg, plus 1 chance. That made Zero smile. The efforts of this mission were being rewarded generously. After finishing this mission, he expected that he would be able to clear the second world as well. He told Nolan that he could count on him. Nolan thanked him. Outside Notting City at the garrison camp, everything was on fire and zombies casually walked around. Zero stepped forward and announced that he'd begin. Our boy was also with his pet silver-armored scorpion. He started things off by casting his super fireball. One zombie burned while another was courageous enough to attack. It targeted the scorpion, but Zero's scorpion easily crushed it. Zero realized the possibility that the fire element zombies had fire resistance to fire spells, causing the damage inflicted to be greatly lowered. Because of that, he decided not to use fire-based spells. He took out his spear and uttered how he'd see them last. Zero instructed the silver-armored scorpion to absorb the flame zombie's aggro. It held the zombie's arm with its clippers. Zero was amazed that the silver-armored scorpion's equipped items, in addition to its protective skill, had given it a life-steal-like ability. The flame zombie couldn't deal any damage to it. But it was funny how the little zombie dangled from its claws. Zero decided to make his next move, and that was to fight the fire zombie with ice. The zombie was encased in a crystal. Zero had defeated the level 11 flame zombie. With that, he gained plus 50 experience points and plus 110,000 ability points. Zero got the copper coins. There were only a few of them, so it looked like the drop rate of monsters of such levels wasn't very high. His eyes were determined. In one swift move, he defeated several fire zombies. After that, he looked at his screen and uttered that he had only managed to collect Fire Element Corpse cores after toiling away for the entire afternoon. Not only was he heaps away from completing the mission, but drops were pathetic too. He decided to go eat first and then continue at night since it was essential for humans to eat to be able to function. But a loud roar surprised him. He had an inkling of what it could be. A boss monster was respawning. A level 14 Icefire zombie commander, a magic-type boss monster, appeared. Zero saw it and confirmed that his guess was right. Boss monsters were worth a lot. He was expecting to somehow get a couple of good pieces of equipment or a skill book. It made him giddy. He took out his spear. The zombie commander noticed him. It roared loudly. It attacked him with ice and made his feet stuck on ice. Zero knew it was bad news. The zombie commander threw the glacial spike at him. Zero was hit, causing him to lose 352 health. A fireball appeared from his spear, and he hit the zombie commander with it along with some frost damage. He noticed that his skills weren't even half as effective when used against the dual-attribute Icefire zombie. It was a complete counter to his current playstyle. He called for his silver-armored scorpion, and it defended him. A bead of sweat fell from his forehead upon seeing the damage. The zombie commander gathered strength in its hand. He created a magic circle that had several pointy ends and released that attack towards the scorpion. The system informed Zero that his pet, the silver-armored scorpion, had perished in battle. He could revive the silver-armored scorpion at the respawn fountain after 3 hours. He also received a penalty of -1 to his pet's level and -10 to its loyalty. Another system window appeared and showed that the effects of the necromancer class had been triggered. His pet, the silver-armored scorpion, would revive automatically in 1 hour and be spared from all death penalties. The zombie commander attacked him again. Zero realized that the zombie commander was way too strong compared to the first world's boss monster. Suddenly, the zombie commander was hit with lightning. He was surprised that it was 400k damage. He meant that it was the person who he had received 400,000 from, Yen. Yen told him that she would apply crowd control while he dealt damage. He agreed to it. He told the zombie commander that even if the effectiveness had been halved, he'd make sure to crush him to his death. The zombie commander roared loudly. It was hit by a fireball. Zero was confused that a fireball was used as crowd control, but Yen added Illuminate on her attack. It electrified the zombie commander, causing it to groan loudly. Zero was amazed at how Yen cast 3 skills without even giving the zombie commander a chance to move. He didn't know that the power of an epic-class taboo mage was that powerful. He proceeded to attack both with a fireball and icicle. That powerful attack landed on the zombie commander's body, making it groan loudly. Yen and Zero continuously attacked it together. Both of their attacks even looked like a painting masterpiece as their skills synced perfectly. Later on, the system window appeared congratulating them for defeating the level 14 boss monster. With that, they gained plus 3,000 experience points, 80% for the team plus 20% for the last hit, and ability points of plus 4,200,000. Zero called Miss 400,000 and expressed his relief that she was there. He told her that they were going to split the rewards evenly. Yen replied that it was fine since she was just doing her missions and ran into him accidentally. In addition to that, she hadn't even thanked him properly for helping her clear the first world. Zero was confused since Yen's sister had paid him already. Yen clarified that it was from her sister and not her. She introduced herself as Jinin. He asked Zero for his name. Our boy had this doubt for a second as he wasn't expecting this, but he still shook her hand and told her his full name. Yen suggested that they team up to farm monsters. Yue inquired about Yen's class effect. Yen enthusiastically explained that all crowd control skills can be converted into silence, and the crowd control duration would be increased by 30% plus 1 additional second of silence. The cooldown of all skills would also be reduced by 30%. With that, Yue knew that his farming efficiency would rise exponentially thanks to her. Yen asked him where he was going. He replied that he'd drop by Nodding City for a bit. He suggested they meet in their current location after 10 minutes so they could farm together. Yen emitted a soft golden glow on her fingertips. She recalled making a promise to marry whoever helps her break out of the body of calamity. Eventually, she helped herself get off that dreamy state. Back in the city, Yue checked the dropped items from the boss monster. There were 3 equipment pieces and 1 skill book. He decided to sell 1-star equipment, and the remaining item was just enough to boost his current battle power. He wore the Icefire Mobility Boots, which are a grade 2-star mage class monster tamer. When the user attacks their archenemy, the user's agility will increase by 10 for 5 seconds. The effect is unstackable. Yue was pleased with the additional agility. Next, he needed stronger damage skills. He used refinement and the system window explained about Super Flaming Missile Rank A. He could summon 3 flaming missiles to attack the enemy. Each missile does 110% magic damage. It costs 72 mana and has 5 seconds cooldown. He decided to try out the skill. Now his speed had increased and he even had a new skill. He was confident that those monsters wouldn't be able to touch him anymore. The system window popped out. It was from barefaced Sujin. She was inviting him to join the Misty Rain Guild. Yue accepted it. Now that he had joined the guild and settled his equipment and skills, it was time for him to continue with the missions. A few moments later, a zombie was hit with the super flaming missile. It was burnt. Turns out these two had started farming monsters. Yin was impressed by how he had killed the flame zombie with just one shot. He complimented her back, saying that her situational awareness and mechanics were really good and her grasp of skill timing was decent, too. He also mentioned her mythic-grade equipment with great attributes. Yin shared that they were all given to her by her sister, saying that it would all suit a taboo mage. Deep inside, Yue was envious of how rich they were. Yin inquired if Yue kept his equipment invisible. Also, she noticed that his attack power was high. It made her curious if he also had mythic-grade equipment. Yue replied that it had nothing to do with equipment. He just had a mythic-ranked class. Yen couldn't believe it since there are always revelations when mythic-ranked hunters awaken. However, there were no revelations on the awakening day that year, so there were no mythic-ranked classes appearing for that year. Yue replied that it was okay if she didn't believe him. Deep inside, he knew that the reason was because he didn't obtain his class by awakening. They finished collecting the fire and ice element corpse cores. The mission would be over once they finished farming the hypertoxic zombies. Yen agreed that it was time to go to the hypertoxic layer. Now, the system window showed their progress. Currently, they had over 100 for fire and ice element corpse cores and 0 for poison element corpse core. An announcement from Misty Rain Guild appeared. Everyone was advised to gather in the zombie city within 10 minutes and the absentees would be kicked out of the guild. Yen wondered what crappy plan Shinjun had. He never explained anything and just threatened everyone. Yui asked who Shinjun was since this person was really imposing. Yen explained that Shinjun is Lin Hai City's branch head of Misty Rain Guild. Chen's father, Yan's uncle, is the Su family's director. Su Chen and Shinjun are sworn friends. Shinjun's position was given to him by Yan's uncle. Yue suggested going to the meetup location first because of the guild event. In another setting, a zombie roared loudly. Several people attacked it all at once, but they were all blown away. Aside from the large zombie, humans were also fighting against each other. Someone called out to Lu Yao and told him that they, the Misty Rain Guild, had discovered the boss first, and yet they were trying to steal it from them midway through. It was despicable. Lu Yao argued that strength is king and ordered to kill the pathetic Misty Rain Pavilion. This was back at it again. But then they were all interrupted as a magic circle appeared in the sky and it rained down fire. It caught Yao's attention. He was furious that someone was getting in his way. Yue appeared and asked Yao if he was trying to steal their guild's loot. 1 hour ago, a gigantic zombie was wreaking havoc. Several men shot arrows while others were defending, but they were all blasted away by this gigantic monster. The men informed their superior that without the taboo mage to control the boss, attacking it blindly was taking up too much stamina. One member replied that they had nothing to fear since Jinyan would be there soon. For the meantime, their plan was to exhaust the monster as much as possible. Yue stepped forward. He and Yen caught the attention of many. They recognized her as the second daughter of the Su family, the iceberg beauty from the legends since she's extremely cold. They gossiped about her, especially about the news of her class restriction being broken recently. Then they noticed the man beside her, the one who helped her break her class restriction. They wondered how it was possible when the man looked like any other ordinary person. Yen blushed and told Yue not to mind their nonsense. She clarified that she isn't cold at all. Yue looked like he didn't care that much when he simply replied, "Okay." Yen blushed and deep inside she scolded herself for acting so unrefined. A member of the guild was relieved to see her, but his jaw dropped when he saw that Yen came together with a guy. Shinjun and Yen scolded him for prying into her dating life. Yen replied that he wasn't doing that, but he was worried about her because the guy might be plotting something. Yen assured him that she was capable of differentiating right from wrong. Seeing as he called them there, she asked if there was a pressing issue. June reported that the monsters in Zombie City had respawned and a zombie king even appeared. Yen and Yue exchanged glances. Yen couldn't believe that a zombie king boss appeared in the zombie city where the chance of monsters respawning was low. She told Yue that if they defeated the zombie city's boss, the guild's prestige and overall strength would definitely improve. Yue then decided that they should go since they also had to complete the guild mission. June blocked Yue and told him that he didn't have to go. Yue asked why. June replied that it was because Yue was a beast tamer who just entered the guild suspiciously. He suspected that Yue was dreaming of a free assist. When the crowd heard that, they couldn't believe that Yue was a beast tamer. That class's growth rate in all attributes is low and hard to develop. They also judged his equipment. Seeing that it wasn't too special, they assumed that he was broke and was just there to waste the guild's money. They suggested to June not to allow him to go in case he held them back and wasted the guild's resources. Yen got mad and asked if any of them really knew who he was, but Yue just simply replied that it was June's call since he was in charge. Yen was pissed off. She clung onto Yue and announced that if Yue was not going, she wouldn't either. June panicked. He asked Yen to calm down and reasoned that he was just trying to think of Yue's safety since he could die in battle if he was too weak. He agreed to let him join if that was what Yen wanted, but Yue was only allowed to watch and that he must prepare his own resurrection scroll. June dragged Yen since they were waiting for her to control the zombie king. They already had dealt with so much damage. Yen asked Yue to wait for her, and she promised to come back soon. Yue knew that it would take quite a bit of effort with Jinny joining in on top of their numbers. Taking down the level 15 boss monster should only be a matter of time. He saw it as perfect timing. He decided to take a look at the strength of the guild, ranked 5th on the provincial leaderboard. Back to the present time, someone recognized Zhang Yue. They were surprised at how much damage he made. Yao asked if he joined the Misty Rain Guild. Yue butted in the conversation and stated that Yue had rejected Yao when he invited him first to the Supreme Guild, and yet Yue joined Misty Rain to act as their dog. Yao told him that he was so despicable. A purple light formed a circle and it struck Yue. Yen sighed while stating that it finally became quiet. Yao called Yue to ask how much Misty Rain was paying him. He proposed to double or maybe triple that amount in an instant. He also promised to give him a vice president position and that he could be the guild CEO. Yen got angry at Yao for trying to steal Yue right in front of their eyes. Yue replied, stating that a person has to honor their promises and maintain trust. Since he already joined the Misty Rain, he didn't plan on abandoning his current contract. But he also stated that he didn't know the future, so they'd just have to see when the time comes. Yao was satisfied with that response. He told Yue that he was free to join the Supreme Guild anytime he wanted since their doors are always open for him. Yao gathered his guild members because they were about to go. The guild members were confused. They reported to Yao that the boss monster was almost in their hands. They asked if they would really leave it. Yao got mad and yelled at them for being hung up on that. He asked them if they were that desperate. He explained that he was looking at the big picture and his members couldn't see that. Yue and Yen watched as Yao walked away. Yen thanked Yue and Yue responded that it was simply the right action to take. All of a sudden, they heard a loud roar followed by an attack. The monster had a large weapon. And this monster was gigantic and menacing, suitable for its name, Zombie King of Demise. Yue grinned and told the monster, "Let's dance, fucker." Yao used a super fireball and hit the Zombie King in the gut. Everyone dropped their jaws from the shock. They didn't expect him to be that strong. He called Yen, aka 40,000, and told her to do it one more time. Yen agreed and she used her crowd control to immobilize the Zombie King. Yue gathered his power on the tip of his staff. Then he released a super flaming missile that burnt the Zombie King alive. And that was the end of it. Its body dropped to the floor. The system window appeared and congratulated him for defeating the level 15 2-star boss, the Zombie King of Demise. He gained 7,080 experience points, performance points plus 9%, and last hit 80%. He also received ability points of 1,500 W. Everyone was impressed. They wondered where he came from. Even if the monster was on the verge of death, it was still a boss. That's why many of them couldn't believe that he had defeated it by himself. Not only that, they also noticed how Yue got the entire Supreme Guild to retreat. Even the young master of the Liu family was respectful towards him. Yan approached Yue and thanked him. Had it not been for him, the Zombie King may have been stolen by the Supreme Guild. Yue replied that it was also his duty as a member of the Misty Rain Guild. Everyone beamed with smiles as they realized that Yue is a big shot at Nodding City. Yan clung to Yue as they walked. The members of the guild followed behind them. Jun angrily asked why they were all back. Then he asked if they had defeated the boss. One of the guild members reported that the monster tamer who came with the young miss chased the Supreme Guild away and even took the boss down. Jun was surprised to hear that. He thought of the guy as a useless monster tamer, so he had to verify if he was really that strong. The guild member replied that the monster tamer was extremely powerful to the point that he can one-shot anyone with a normal attack. With such an expert, the guild member believed that their guild would become stronger. Jun shouted and cursed at the monster tamer. He asked him if he was doing it on purpose and if he only planned to take action after everyone was dead. He stabbed Yue on the chest using his finger and scolded him, saying that whoever Yue is, he should know that Jun is the president and the one who has the authority to kick him out of the guild if he ignores the guild's orders and acts recklessly. Yue grabbed his finger and bent it. And Yue reminded Jun that he was the one who ordered him not to do anything. Jun made a fuss that Yue dared to lay a hand on the president. Yue ignored him and told him that the guild mission that he assigned was to kill the boss. Yue challenged him to tell him if he had completed that mission. Yin joined the conversation and told Jun that without Yue, they wouldn't have been able to get the boss and would have been wiped out. And this time it's all thanks to Yue and he deserves his contributions to be recorded. Everyone showed their agreement by nodding their heads. Yan invited Yue to continue their quest. Jun was left furious. He assigned a member to keep an eye on Yue at all times, and if they discover his weakness, they should report back immediately. The whole area was covered in violet mist. Yan complained that it stinks. Yue explained that hypertoxic zombies are much harder to deal with than both fire and frost zombies. He advised her to keep her guard up. She asked if the zombie deals a lot of damage. Yan explained that while hypertoxic zombies do not have fire or ice attributes, they have an extremely terrifying skill. The hypertoxic zombie has a hypertoxic physique that causes those they attack or those that attack them to enter a poisoned state that cannot be cleansed for 5 seconds. Every second, the target loses 6% of their maximum health. It can only be inflicted once per target. Yen was worried. Yue assured her that it won't be a problem if she heals in time. Yen remembered something. She gave him the mission reward for completing the guild mission. Yue thanked her for that. Yen cast her skill and it immobilized a zombie and she cued Yue to do his job. Yue attacked it with a triple cast, causing a lot of damage to the zombie. Yen couldn't help but notice that his damage was really high. He could kill zombies in a single hit every time they farmed. Yue replied that with Yan's help in controlling the zombies, it was also much easier to collect the zombie cores for the quest. They walked deeper into the gloomy forest. Yue sensed something. The guild member reported to Jun that Yue is currently doing a quest to collect zombie cores with the young miss and that the two seem pretty close. Jun chewed on his shirt in an attempt to hold in his anger. He's jealous that the two were talking and laughing whenever. Since Yan awakened the Calamitous Mage class 3 years ago, she hadn't even so much as cracked a smile at him. The guild members seemed exhausted with this drama. Jun suggested that they have to think of a way to kick out Yue from the guild and separate him from the young miss. Suddenly, a system window appeared. It was a zone announcement in Nodding City. All hunters in Nodding City were advised of a zombie wave in 30 minutes. The zombie wave will be level 13. Thus, every hunter was asked to prepare to defend the city. Jun stated that Yue openly defied him and stole his woman. He shared that he had thousands of ways to kick him out of the misty rain, but he wouldn't let him off so easily. The guild member got nervous and told Jun that there are resurrection scrolls in the other world and there are safe zones at the resurrection point where pet king is prohibited. He thought that it would be difficult to kill the guy. Jun stated the law of the second world: when the zombie wave attacks, the protective mechanism of safe zones towards hunters will vanish. Just a single zombie wave is all he needs to kill the guy. Several zombies were left lying on the ground and their money started pouring in. It was Yue and Yan's loot. Yan was excited since just a few more poison element corpse cores and they'd be able to complete the mission. There was still 30 minutes left before the zombie wave arrived, so they decided to hurry up. All of a sudden, a zombie bit Yue on the shoulder. Immediately, Yin responded to his aid. But before she could cast her spell, he had already stabbed the zombie with her staff. Yue's blood dripped on the ground. Yin asked him if he was okay. He uttered that running into danger was unavoidable when they were constantly in a place filled with it. Since they had collected enough corpse cores, he suggested they return to the city to complete the mission. Little did they know, there was a silhouette of a man spying on them. Back in the city, the system window displayed a congratulatory message on completing the mission about gathering the materials. They obtained rewards such as experience points plus 100,000, ability points plus 9,000, equipment obtained were zombie armor and zombie shin guards. In addition to that, there was also a gacha reward, which was a skill book flash. Both Yen and Yue leveled up, making Yen level 16 now and Yue level 17. Yue would need 55,000 experience points to level up again. Yen happily shared to Yue that she leveled up and earned a reward of 2 level 15 2-star equipment. She asked Yue how he was. Yue shared his new level, his pet also leveled up. Yen commented that if it weren't for the fact that monster tamers have to share their experience points with their pets, they'd probably be at least level 18 by then. Yen advised that the first zombie wave was about to arrive. She asked if Yue wouldn't refine his new equipment. Yue almost forgot that. As always, Yue refined to the max. The system window displayed a congratulatory message for obtaining the gold attribute zombie explosion-proof armor. The equipment is at level 15. Vitality is at plus 720 and class is Knight. It also gives additional plus 5 physique and plus 5 stamina. It has a specific trait called defense which reduces damage received by 50%. The effect will double when facing zombies. Basically, this equipment is an armor that can be used to mitigate a large amount of damage from zombies. When equipped, he will never have to worry about the attacks of the zombies again. Another equipment that he had gained was zombie explosion-proof shin guards. This was also level 15 gold. It has 95 physical defenses, 90 magic defenses with a class of a knight, an additional plus 5 stamina, and plus 5 power. It has a special trait called defense where it reduces damage received by 50%. Effect will double when facing the zombies. This equipment is a pair of shin guards that can be used to mitigate a large amount of damage from zombies. When equipped together with the explosion-proof armor, even zombies will not dare to come close. With those two pieces of equipment, basically no one in the second world can touch the silver-armored scorpion, who's also already level 15. Yen is pumped up and ready to face the next zombie wave. But then she got a call. It was from Chen. Yen was told to come to the office because they needed her for something important. Her sister was in there too and they were all waiting for her. They had sent someone to pick her up. It made Yen wonder if something serious happened. She informed Yue that she wouldn't be able to fight the zombie wave with him because something urgent came up at her home. Yue replied that it was fine and suggested that she leave at once because she wouldn't be able to when the zombie wave arrived. Yen was concerned since it was only a level 13 zombie wave. It's their numbers that made them scary. She emphasized how an army of ants can probably take down an elephant. She told Yue to be careful. Yue thanked her for that. A blue screen appeared in front of Yue. the system window displayed that the zombie wave was about to arrive. So, everyone should hurry up and find a shelter. This was followed by a zone announcement of Nodding City, and this was addressed to all hunters of Nodding City. It was about the zombie wave that had come to attack. From that moment onwards, until the zombie wave had been fended off, all hunters would be unable to log out of the otherworld. The protective mechanisms in Nodding City would also be disabled. There was a note that said that once a person kills over 50 zombies and lives, the current round of zombie wave would have been successfully fended off. The door started to open. Hundreds of zombies rushed inside. They were ready to devour all of the players. And of course, these guys were overwhelmed. Zombie waves are endless. The zombies have been programmed to retreat after attacking for an hour. UUA anticipated that he'll be able to take a break as long as he finishes killing 50 of them. You received a message from Sakura of Misty Rain Pavilion. She's asking him to come and help them. You has a grin on his face that portrays as if he knew something. He planned to be there in a jiffy. He arrived at a dark alleyway where several people were down. There were 2 silhouettes on the window. Those people have conversed about how much an idiot UA is for coming because they told him to. They commented how a UA is full of himself when he's so stupid. Besides that, they already bribed 10 level 12 archers as per their president's orders and told them to lay an ambush in the alley. They expected that since UA has weak defense, a round of focus fire is enough to kill him 3 times over. June's planned for UA to die there, and when he responded, the people that June had stationed there won't let him live for more than a second. Anyways, John asked the one with blue hair if he's certain that UA has low defensive stats. The man with blue hair replied that his men personally saw that even though UA can deal a lot of damage, he receives a lot of damage when he was touched by a hypertoxic zombie. They assumed that UA must have put all his points into offensive, making his defense weak. Besides that, they already bribed 10 level 12 archers as per their president's orders and told them to lay an ambush in the alley. They expected that since UA has weak defense, a round of focus fire is enough to kill him 3 times over. June's planned for UA to die there, and when he responded, the people that June had stationed there won't let him live for more than a second. He wanted to make sure UA kept dying until he goes insane. June was obsessed and claiming Yen as his and no one can steal her from him. At the same time, UA has arrived in the said location. The moment he stepped foot, the archers fired their arrows at him, but UA immediately called his silver-armored scorpion, and it easily blocked all the arrows. June and the blue-haired man had their jaws dropped from surprise. They thought UA was just a weak monster tamer, but he's so strong. System window notified UA that he had received a malicious attack from a hunter. He has been granted 10 minutes to counterattack. His evil value will not increase if he kills them within 10 minutes. With a devilish grin, UI asked them if their little show was over. Now it's his turn. U was notified that he had killed the hunter named Carefree, who has a gray name. You won't incur any evil points. Then he was informed that he had killed the hunter Insanity, who has a gray name. Yui won't incur any evil points. Yua kept walking on the alleyway with the silver-armored scorpion following behind him. He was wrathful. June asked how strong Yue is. He got angry at the blue-haired man since he informed him that Yue has low defensive stats. He demanded an explanation. Unfortunately, the blue-haired man had no idea either. Suddenly, they were attacked with a fireball. When the smoke cleared, Yue's silhouette was revealed. He mocked them, saying, "You tried to trick me with just that?" June played dumb. Yue pointed out how June sent people to keep an eye on him after the zombie boss had been defeated to find a chance to get rid of him. June inquired if Yue had just pretended to have a weak defense to trick them into thinking that it's his weakness so he could deal with them. You corrected him since using the word deal with isn't very accurate. Yue pointed out that he just wanted to see what those guys were planning to do. June pulled his bow while acting high and mighty. He stated that it doesn't matter if Yue had discovered their intentions, he would still kill Yue. You released an icicle. The blue glow covered June. while the blue-haired man announced that Yue is acting insubordinately and is attempting to assassinate the president. He commanded everyone to kill Yue now. The members obeyed. Yu prepared his staff and released a powerful fireball. Jun was surprised to see how Yue one-shot an elite-ranked Templar assassin. He asked who Yue really were. Jun screamed as he slowly burned to death. Yue replied to Jun's inquiry saying, "I am someone you cannot afford to offend." At the spawn area, Jun was notified that he had been killed by the single-class changed necromancer named Zero. The blue-haired man reported to Jun that Yue is actually the Zero who cleared the first world in just half a day. That aside, the man noticed the class being necromancer instead of a monster tamer. Jun was just as confused. Jun was furious. He now realized why the man hid his ID all this time. Jun interpreted it as the bastard's pretentious act of being weak to prey on others. He vowed to make Yue pay. At the Su family building in the real world, a loud "no way" echoed. Yen screamed and reiterated that she doesn't like Jun. Her uncle Chen replied that whether she likes him or not doesn't matter and those feelings can be developed anyways. Then he told her that he had prepared a gift for her. One of them is an energy drug, an epic rank treasure. After use, the person's rate of obtaining ability points will be amplified 100-fold for a month. There's also a demon suit. Head of the Chen family shared that the energy drug is valued $5 million along with a mage suit that the Chen family had paid $8 million to specially get a master to customize it for Yen. The head of the Chen family only has one son, Jun. And in the future, he will definitely inherit all of the Chen family's assets. And if Yen marries him, he will be able to get all the resources she needs. While she appreciates the gesture, Yen was firm that she will decide for her own marriage. The head glared at her. The head of Su family, Such Chen, yelled at Yen, telling her that the Su family has spent large amounts of blood, sweat, tears, and resources to nurture her, so she shouldn't say something preposterous. Gina felt bad for her sister. She told their uncle that no one should interfere with whoever Yen married since Yen isn't an object used to make transactions. Gina assured Yen that she doesn't have to overthink it. She assured her that no matter what, she will always support her in seeking her own happiness. Yen thanked her big sister. Chen and Jin's phone rang synchronously. They were surprised to know that Jun was killed. They asked if Yue did it. The head was furious. He got his only son to lower himself to act as a mere president for them in order to help the Su family group. Yet, they rebelled and even killed his own son. Su Chen joins the conversation and asks Director Chen to calm down since it must have just been a misunderstanding. Chen scoffed and warned them that he won't let them off if anything unfortunate happens to his son. Chen slammed the door as they exited. Such Chen asked them if the person they called was the person they strongly recommended. He asked if the girls had any idea how much monetary support the Chen family provides to the Su family group every year. Yen argues that Yue won't attack the guild members for no reason. No one in their right mind would do such a thing. Such Chen was furious. He demanded Yue to be brought to him so he could make him beg for Chen family's forgiveness. Either he does that or he gets the hell out of the Misty Rain Pavilion. All of a sudden, Jinga received a call from Yue. She instantly asked him where he was and if he really killed Chen Jun. Yue simply told her that he quit. As of today, he's no longer part of the Misty Rain Pavilion. I wish we could all just do this in real life. After messing things up in the office, you'll call your boss and say, "I resign." Gina asked Yue if he was provoked by Jun. She advised him not to act rashly while she proves his innocence. Yu simply responded to just leave it be. In his head, it's better for him to sever ties with the Misty Rain Pavilion. Jun is extremely narrow-minded and he has people supporting him. Since Yue defeated Jun, Jun will certainly take revenge. Rather than dragging it on, Yue decided to end it once and for all. Yue decided to just rely on selling materials to cover the $50,000 monthly medical bill. To obtain more valuable materials, he must complete the second world and go to the third world as soon as possible. He still has to make it through 2 zombie waves and a dungeon to complete the second world's missions. He checked the screen containing the details of the second world, Attack of the Zombies. Out of the 3 dungeons, the Death Cemetery has the highest level and slightly better drops. Since UA is currently at level 17, he should have no problem solo clearing Death Cemetery, which is a level 20 dungeon. However, the level 15 Pitch Black Zombie Den. Someone approached UA. There were several intimidating men. The man on the front had a mischievous smile on his face as he expressed that he recognized UA as the popular beast tamer from the Misty Rain Pavilion. Yu had a fierce look on his face as he advised them to get out of the way. The men were looking for trouble as they replied that they won't budge. They taunted UA to hit them. UA knows that they are intentionally doing it. While emitting an intimidating aura around him, UA asked them, how much did June pay them? The man was nervous, but he still acted smug as he replied that President Chen gave each of them 5,000 and a resurrection scroll. Not to mention, they will be awarded an additional 5,000 if they die by UA's hands. Knowing that those men will still receive 10,000 even after UA had died gives an impression that President Chen thinks highly of UA. Yu's certain that he can get rid of those men with just a flick of his finger. He'll end up with a red name because of it. He won't be able to enter the safe zones or log out while clearing his karma points. He will also be stuck in the second world forever as he won't be able to activate the boss battle. It was truly a ruthless move by June. Yao enters the scene with his men and exclaims that he will pay them double. His condition is to help kill the president of the Misty Rain Pavilion. Each time they die, he will compensate them with 50,000 and he'll give $500,000 to whoever gets the last hit on the target. The man's jaw dropped, but they regained composure and inquired who Yao was to speak so arrogantly. One of Yao's men introduced Yao as the youngest son of the wealthiest family in Linhai City. The men stuttered as they realized it was young Master Yao. Immediately, they followed Yao's order. Yao addressed Yue saying that he recently heard that he was kicked out of the Misty Rain Pavilion. He shared how June was whining about him to everyone, telling them to make Yue's life difficult in the other world. Yu replied that June is very brazen. Yao responded that Misty Rain Pavilion is full of arrogant pricks. He invited Yue to join him and he can name a price. Besides, Yao is confident that he'll be able to protect Yue from getting harassed by those bastards. Yu responded that he'll think about it in the future, but for now, he's not interested in guilds. Yao's henchman pointed out how Yao stood up for Yue multiple times and had even spent a large sum helping him. Yet Yue had never said thank you. Yao replied that Yue had just become the target of the Misty Rain Pavilion. That's why he doesn't want to join a guild for the time being. Yao added that the Misty Rain Pavilion is a bunch of blind airheads. It's no wonder they have been stuck at the 5th since forever. Yue walked away. He initially thought that he'd be able to cut all ties with June by leaving the Misty Rain Pavilion, but it looked like if he doesn't deal with him soon, June will keep causing trouble. Yu arrived at the level 15 Pitch Black Zombie Den. A normal hunter would choose to go after better rewards, so most would form a team to clear the Death Cemetery, which has the highest level. In contrast, there are very few who would bother with the Pitch Black Zombie Den, which has the lowest level. The NPC Mage Moan appeared and welcomed Yue. He asked Yue if he wanted to challenge the Pitch Black Zombie Den dungeon. The NPC had a crystal and it glowed brightly. Yue replied, yes. Mage Man wished him the best of luck. The ordinary secret quest in the Pitch Black Zombie Den can be refined into a gold secret quest. In that case, the Pitch Black Zombie Den can be upgraded into a hidden dungeon. However, the chance of it happening is minuscule and it's impossible to predict the number of ability points needed. Hence, no one is willing to spend the time to try. Regardless of how low the chances or how many abilities points it will cost, Yue refined it to the max until it became a gold secret quest. Meanwhile, June is being chased since he had a bounty of 500,000 after him. The men that Yao contracted rushed. While June spent hiding behind a tree, angry that he spent money employing them, yet they're turning around and attacking him. He wondered what was happening. His henchman replied that Yue is behind it. The man was worried since June can't use resurrection scrolls for 5 more days. As a precaution, he is advised to wait until the cooldown refreshes before going out to farm. June angrily slammed his hand on the trunk of the tree. He vowed to kill Yue. A notice appeared to all hunters in Nuding City. It announced that a hunter with a private profile has used a gold secret order. The normal dungeon, Pitch Black Zombie Den, has been transformed into a hidden dungeon. For the next 2 hours, all hunters are welcome to challenge the hidden dungeon. The perk for all challengers is that within the next 2 hours, all hunters are able to resurrect once for free in the Pitch Black Zombie Den. June felt blessed with a free chance to be resurrected and to clear a level 15 hidden dungeon. He told his guild member to gather the members at once to clear the dungeon. He instructed that they should bring their best equipment. The man abides by that. A large L-looking monster that looked like a demon was slashed. Yao commented that a free resurrection is music to the ears of someone like him who can't use resurrection scrolls. He instructed the Supreme Guild members to gather in advance to the Pitch Black Zombie Den. Meanwhile, Yue had killed lots of monsters already. One of the missions of the Second World is to clear a dungeon. The ranks of rewards in a dungeon that has been upgraded to a hidden dungeon are increased immensely. Together with the free resurrection perk, he knew someone would be tempted. Dark mist emerged from the corpse and it turned into a purple reedied monster. Yue knew that to guarantee the success of his hunt, he still has to deal with the gatekeeper of the dungeon. The Pitch Black Zombie boss is a magic-type boss monster. It is at level 15 with a magic attack power of 210. Physical defense is 180. Magic defense is 120. Vitality is 1350. There was an explosion. It dissipated the limbs of the Pitch Black Zombie boss. He threatened the boss to be honest, otherwise he will make sure that it will have the same fate as its arm. Yue received a notice that a large number of challengers have entered the Pitch Black Zombie Den. It's a dungeon with a free resurrection. It's an opportunity that cannot be missed not only for June, but for all ordinary users who can't afford resurrection scrolls. RMC then closed his eyes for a second. He saw Yan and even the Supreme Guild enter. Yue is only after a single person, so he decided not to involve those innocent ones. He initiated a permission-altering function. As the Golden Secret Order holder, he has the authority to change 3 of the permissions of the Pitch Black Zombie Den. Many hunters are currently fighting with the monsters. June told Yen to stay close to him. Deep inside, Yen is annoyed. Originally, she wanted to look for Yue. If it weren't to give some respect to her uncle, she wouldn't have given a care about the wimp's life. The system window announced to all the players in the Pitch Black Zombie dungeon that the holder of the Gold Secret Order has changed the permissions of the dungeon. With immediate effect, the free resurrection mechanism has been removed. The hunters are unable to leave the dungeon midway, and killing hunters with white names will not increase the karma points. The entrance to the dungeon is closed. New dungeon missions have been issued. They have to defeat 500 zombies per person and the guardian of the dungeon Pitch Black Zombie boss. June panicked. He wondered if the holder of the Gold Secret Order was trying to kill himself alongside the hunters. The blue-haired man suggested that it could be Yue who activated the dungeon and baited them on purpose. June strongly believes that Yue doesn't have the capability of doing that. Jan pointed out that the permission seems to have been changed to target someone in particular. June rejected that idea and deluded himself that the reason why the permission has changed was because the user is afraid that he has too many competitors and wants to monopolize all the rewards by themselves. June told Yen not to worry as long as he was around. He promised to carry her through the dungeon no matter how the user changes the permissions. He uttered that 500 zombies is nothing. Deep inside, Yen thought that June should focus on himself first. They walked forward. June told the guild members that as long as they defeat the boss, the first clear rewards will belong to the Misty Rain Pavilion. They noticed someone, but June couldn't believe that it's possible that someone else was faster than them. Someone uttered, "You're finally here." They recognized the voice, and June got terrified while Yen got excited. Yue was sitting on top of the defeated boss. He then uttered that he'd been waiting for them for quite a while now. Yin asked him how he got there. She shared that she was about to look for him. June realized that it was Yue who used the gold secret order to activate the dungeon. He inquired where June had gotten the gold secret order. Yue stepped down from the corpse and taunts June that his chance to kill him is in front of him. Deep inside, June knew he was in a dire situation since he only entered the dungeon because of the free resurrection perk of the pitch-black zombie den. But he didn't expect to fall for Yue's tricks. If Yue attacks him now, he may end up paying for his sins right there. But June acted proud since Yue was alone when he had the Chen family, one of the 3 great influential families in Lin High City, backing him. Even Su Chen, the chairman of the Su family, met him, so he demanded Yue to show respect to him, too. He asked how exactly Yue planned to go against him. June ordered Yan to use the power of silence to control you. Yan was unfazed. She replied that Yue used to be a member of the Misty Rain Pavilion, and yet that's how June treats him. She told him that if he's aiming for someone's life, he shouldn't blame them for defending themselves. She refused to be an accomplice to his misdeeds. June didn't expect that. Sweat formed in his face. He recklessly ordered everyone to attack Yue. He couldn't believe that since they were LOL, they couldn't possibly defeat a boss. Everyone else agrees that it would be like running to their deaths. June grits his teeth in anger. He insisted on his order and told them not to be afraid. He told the men who can resurrect to charge in and he'll compensate them $5,000 each time they die. June thought that there's no way Yue would be able to fend off a human wave attack. The men were blinded with the money. Surely humans live and die for money. They charged at Yue while still being apologetic about it. You asked, how would Misty Rain Pavilion be comparable to a level 9 zombie wave? He easily defeated those men with a single swing of his sword. RMC then stood still in confidence. You used a flaming mile attack which critically damaged all the enemy in that area. Killing hunters with white names will not increase his karma points, so he can kill to his heart's content. The men took the chance to defeat Yue while he's in crowd control. But the silver-armored scorpion blocked their way. They trembled at the sight of Yue's pet. But one guy underestimated an armored scorpion. He tried to slash its face, which immediately broke his sword. He couldn't believe that a level 14 warrior like him, who gave all his points into power, couldn't even leave a dent on a shitty scorpion. Yue stated that it would be impressive if that man could injure a level 15 elite rank silver armored scorpion with 2 pieces of level 15 2-star gold attribute armor equipped. Somebody then shot an arrow. Someone yelled to kill everyone, and they will get 20,000 unanimous per person killed. The men used their shields to deflect the arrow while in confusion since they don't know who's attacking them. They thought that only the Misty Rain Pavilion was there. They wondered if those guys were there to kill Steel. You just watched them silently. The men charged forward but unexpectedly went past you. The Misty Rain Pavilion was confused as to why they were being attacked, and so was RMC. Yao appeared saying that no one should dare touch his people. He told Yue not to worry as long as he's there. The worthless scum won't amount to anything. Yui was bothered that the man showed up again. June was confused since from what he understands, he isn't targeting Yao's men. Yao explained that it was nothing since he heard June likes using money to get things done. He wanted to see who's richer between them. He then told everyone there that he's giving them a chance to get rich quickly. Whoever kills their president for him, he'll give them 1 million. Everyone was amused with the large sum. June started to panic. He asked them if they planned to revolt. He reminded them that if they dared to act, that means they are opposing the entire Chen family and Su family. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise. A sinister aura came from the boss. Yue looked up and thought, in another world, when a boss monster's health is low, there is a very small chance of going berserk. It seems that the arrows just now caused the zombie lord's health to continue decreasing. The monster growled. The system window appeared to relay the map announcement. All adventurers in the Pitch Black Zombie dungeon have been informed that Pitch Black Zombie boss has gone berserk and has evolved into a level 17 3-star boss. It has become the Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King. Yao was evidently terrified to see a 3-star boss. He didn't know that a boss could actually level up. It roared loudly and unleashed a powerful attack that threw everyone off their feet. Due to the berserk state of the dungeon guardian, the difficulty of the dungeon has increased. The exit of Pitch Black Zombie dungeon is now forcibly open and all adventurers can leave the dungeon at any time through the exit. Jun felt that the heavens were on his side. Yao was frozen in place. Jun pulled his arrow. He had a devilish plan in mind. His arrow hit the shoulder of the Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King. The Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King thought it was Yao's doing and shifted its attention to him. Its eyes locked onto him. Yao asked for help. It released a powerful attack and Yao didn't move an inch in his place. RMC called the Silver Armored Scorpion. It shielded Yao from the attack. UUA witnessed how the upgrade made a difference. The attack caused the Silver Armored Scorpion to lose so much health. Meanwhile, Jun was ready to exit, but before that, he called them fools and mocked them for not being able to kill him. UUA screamed, "Stop!" The Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King lifted the Silver Armored Scorpion on its shoulder. Yao screamed for help. UUA can only use teleportation once. If he's going to kill Jun, Yao has no chance of resurrection and will die there, too. He moved quickly. He reached Yao and released an ice attack. The Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King was frozen. UUA dragged Yao up while telling him to run. Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King roared loudly and broke through the ice. UA noticed that his A-level Ice Spike spell only dealt a little over a 100 damage. He stood to face it while thinking that a level 17 3-star boss is indeed a bit difficult to deal with. UUA can only rely on his greater agility to find opportunities to cast spells and counterattack through positioning. He landed an attack on its torso. Yao looked at his men and asked what they were waiting for. He ordered them to help, but his men explained that they will just be a cannon fodder to that monster. UUA was having a difficult time since Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King was quite speedy. Not long after he was thrown to the ground, RMC was indeed in a dire situation. The weapon was an inch away from UA's face. Unexpectedly, the Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King was electrocuted. It was Yen. UUA got back to his feet quickly and unleashed a powerful attack. The other guild members were amazed on how those two could fight against a 3-star boss. Yao recognized Yen. He couldn't help but be impressed with the effects of their skills. But he's proud of Yua and has faith that he could beat that monster. He admitted that if it was them against a 3-star boss, they would have died tens of thousands of times already. He got excited at the thought of recruiting Yen and Yue into his supreme guild. His men reminded him that Yen is the second lady of the Su family, and he can't handle Yue either. Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King let out a loud roar from the pain of receiving powerful attacks. It's trying its hardest. In RMC's mind, fortunately, its health is already low. Yen called you to deal the final blow. You replied that he's the Golden Secret Order holder. Yen asked what he just said. Then she understood. She concentrated her power on her staff and released the attack called Flowing Fire. It burned the Pitch Black Zombie Tyrant King into ashes. After that, everyone in there had leveled up. The system window displayed a regional announcement. It was a congratulatory message for the player Yen for being the first to clear the level 15 secret dungeon Pitch Black Zombie Dungeon. She received a reward of 1 realm scroll. Everyone rejoiced. Yao hugged Yue while saying that he's a lifesaver. You blamed him for Jun's escape. Yue thought of Yao as troublesome. Yao asked what they should do now, then thought of offering Yue $1 million. That made you inquire if Yao has anything besides money. Yao confidently replied yes and shared his dream of recruiting all the strong players and building the strongest guild in the world, which is a smooth transition to inviting Yue again to join his guild. He tempted Yue by saying that his family has the largest pharmacy in Linhai City and if he joins there will be endless supplies of medicine. You once again rejected the offer. Yao became serious and clarified what he's saying. He shared that his family has cooperative relationships with the top Forge family, the Shurao family, and the Enchanting family, the Shangwan family. The mention of the forging master, Shurao family caught Yue's attention. Yao elaborated that his dad is friends with the head of the Shurao family. As long as there are enough materials, any equipment can be made with just one word from him. Yue thought about it since compared to buying, forgers can often create higher quality equipment. Yao is back to his playful self again and expresses that it's okay if Yue isn't ready to join yet. He asked if they could start with adding each other as friends first, and if ever he needs equipment made, he could help him with it. Yui agreed to that. You exit through the portal while Yao waves goodbye to them. Everyone was gossiping about Yen now. They couldn't help but adore epic class hunters, especially Yen, who is beautiful and capable. Jun overheard the conversation and boasted that Yen is a key member of their pavilion. He bragged about the strength of their pavilion. It was reported to Jun that Yen killed the boss and Yue had survived, too. Jun admitted that he underestimated that guy. He didn't expect Yue to use a secret realm and trap and ambush them. His hate for Yue made him more eager to kill him. Jun's henchman pointed out that Yue's strength is formidable, and he even has the backing of the Supreme Guild. Jun reasoned that even if they can't kill him, it doesn't mean that others can't. The man asked who Jun was referring to. Jun remembered that last year there were quite a few veteran players who were stuck in the third world. Their levels are at least over 30. Jun was certain how those people can't ignore Chen family. Jun expressed, you wait and wager that if Yue can survive the third world, he would eat at the forest. Yen asked Yue if he considers her an enemy because of Jun. Yue simply replied that he only has one enemy and that is Jun. But of course, if Misty Rain Pavilion insists on helping that person, he wouldn't mind having a few more enemies. Yen replied that there's no way she'd help that person, and that just like our MC, she hates him, too. She brought out the loot and told Yue that since he let her take the last hit earlier, it all belongs to him. In Yue's mind, refining those equipment and skill books will greatly enhance his damage and health limits. The system window appeared with a regional announcement. A zombie tide will invade in 30 minutes. That round of the zombie tide is level 15. As long as they survive the zombie tide, the world quest should be completed and they can head to the third world. Yen and Yue got ready. A few moments later, a brown-haired woman walked past Yen and rushed to Yue. The lady admitted that she was wrong and asked for his forgiveness. Yue asked her what she meant. She explained that Yao doesn't want her anymore. Yen uttered that now Yao doesn't want her, she would come looking for you. What does she even think of you? Yue admitted that she was bothered by his lack of money before, but she reasoned out that there's no girl who hasn't dreamed of a good life with wealth. She added that Yue is impressive now with a bright future ahead. She suggested that if they got back together, they won't argue anymore, and she promised to make him happy. Yue had a smirk on his face. Yen commented that he's shameless. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise. Yue panicked that the zombie wave was coming and they had no time to prepare. Yue was calm. Yen was ready to face them, and fortunately, she made some adjustments after the secret realm ended. Yue responded to her using her words. He has a bright future. So he asked why would he want someone like her. He told her to get lost. Yue was dumbfounded. She told him that he changed. The old Yue would never say that to her. The zombies arrived. Yen released an area attack. She announced that since there's too many, she wouldn't be able to control them all. Yue ordered the silver-armored scorpion to go to Yen first. It helped Yen fend off the zombies. Yue casted a fire and burned several zombies all at once. Then someone asked for Yue's help. It was Yue. She was being dragged by 2 zombies. Yen was about to rush to her aid, but Yue stopped her. He told her that she won't be able to save anyone and she'll end up getting killed, too. Yue was about to get eaten. They saw the starlight that symbolizes death. They realized that her number of revivals had already run out. More zombies charged in. Yue encouraged Yen to keep going since there's no time to lament the past. They have to deal with the zombie wave first. Yen agreed. But there was a feeling for Yue. He recalled a nice memory with where the zombies have spread all throughout the city and hunters tried their best to defeat it. Yue and Yen were hidden behind a wall. It's already the third wave, but the zombie wave hasn't ended yet. Yue told her not to worry since there are at most 3 waves in a day and they are nearing the end. They just need to wait for the tide to recede. The Second World Zombie Siege is displayed on the system window. As the apocalypse strikes, the world faces disaster. Humanity, shrouded in darkness, is gradually mutating. The zombies are about to surround the city. As a survivor of the city, they have to work with others to protect the city. When the zombies break through, they will have nowhere to escape. The World Task 1 is to clear a secret realm. World Task 2 is to participate and successfully repel 3 zombie tides. After completing the above world tasks, they can activate the second world boss dungeon teleportation passage. They have to defeat the boss to enter the third world. The previous secret realm yielded 400,000. If he wants to enter the third world early, he needs to clear the secret realm as soon as possible. He opened a portal and told Yen that the zombie wave would end soon and she can restore her health for the time being. Yen asked what he would do. Wai simply replied that he had other things he needed to take off. Then he went through the portal. Yen was sad since she wanted to join too at Zombie Hospital level 17. Before the zombie tide ends, Yue plans to clear the secret realm as well. He entered the hospital. The zombies noticed him while he called Silver-Armored Scorpion. They marched forward to gain the experience waiting for them. It was late at night. Coins are being dropped. Yue was notified by the system that he had cleared level 17 Zombie Hospital and received plus 200,000 EXP, plus 1 gold, plus 30,000 exotic energy with 10-fold increase. He acquired plus 1 Demon Slayer ring, 1 lightning spell skill book, 1 elite pet egg. Yue has completed the second world task and the second world passage has been activated. He has to defeat the world boss to proceed to the third world. Yue had leveled up to 20 and required 120,000 EXP to level up again. He threw the coins to Silver-Armored Scorpion who loved it. With that, the Silver-Armored Scorpion can slowly evolve and become a mythical level character soon. Yu was pleased that he had gained a new skill and new equipment with increased attack power and health. Once the zombie tide recedes, he can prepare to clear the second world. Super Lightning Spell, a grade, summons a lightning strike to attack a single enemy, dealing 300% magic damage. It has a special effect of 30% chance to paralyze the enemy for 1 second. The paralyzed state cannot perform any actions. It costs 95 mana points and 5 seconds cooldown. The Purgatory Demon Slayer Envoy, level 20, gold, is a 3-star weapon for mage or beast tamer. It has magic attack power of 155, intelligence plus 10, spirit plus 10. Each attack by the wielder burns 200 mana points from the enemy. If the enemy's mana is insufficient, an equivalent amount of health is deducted. It is a ring that seals demons coming from hell heading toward darkness. Then a message came in. Yen invited him to fight the second world boss together now that the zombie wave is over. Yao had a message, too. He needs Yue's help to fight the world boss. Yue thought that with the Forbidden Mag's assistance, the odds are better. And he also considered how Yao helped him a few times. He replied to them that they will meet in 15 minutes at the Zombie Royal Palace. Both Yen and Yao replied, okay. Outside of the city, Yen asked Yao why he brought so many people. Yao acknowledged that Yen is powerful, but he wants to be safe in dealing with the ultimate boss of the second world. So, he brought more healers just in case. Yui replied that it's alright if he's happy with it. The system window notified them that the world task has been completed and now the teleportation portal to the second world boss dungeon can be activated. They are tasked to defeat the boss of the third world. The system detected a multi-person team, so they were prompted if they liked to enter the second world boss dungeon as a group. UUA made a golden orb on his palm and threw it on the yes button. The portal appeared. The second world boss dungeon is now activated. Yu informed them that they were about to enter. Yao ordered his men to stay close to the big boss. They walked towards the portal, and when they arrived, the place was covered in black heavy smoke. The whole place was in ruins, and at the center stood the Lev 20 Zombie King, a physical type 3-star boss. Their jaws dropped seeing how huge the boss is. One man from Yao's team commented how it's completely on a different level compared to that wild boar from the first world. One man was worried since they almost got wiped out by that level 17 boss in the secret realm. He doubted if they can really handle a LV-20. UA ordered them not to move. He informed them to stay back and not get too close to the boss, or else it can take them out in one hit. It's time for the silver-armored scorpion to shine now. It came out and roared loudly. Having gained a lot of experience in pet eggs from the secret realm and the zombie tide, the gap between the silver-armored scorpion and the boss has greatly narrowed. The zombie king noticed them. He asked if they also wanted to taste the flavor of death. Silver-armored scorpion moved fast. It hit the zombie king and dealt 555 damage. It was followed up by UA with his fireball. The zombie king took a direct hit. The new equipment has greatly enhanced his attack. If this pace continues, the boss would just be a bit stronger than an ordinary monster. The zombie king yelled for them to get away. He punched the silver-armored scorpion. The zombie king is angry and yells that he'll show them his power. It punched the ground and several tentacles came out. The ground shattered. Silver-armored scorpion charges at it again. The zombie king got annoyed with it, so he punched it while telling it to move away. That pushed back the silver-armored scorpion. Yao told his man to quickly heal the tank. The healers immediately got to work. 3 healers worked together to heal it while the zombie king attacks UA. Silver-armored scorpion blocked the attack while Yen charges her staff with power. She used crowd control to limit the zombie king's movements. The zombie king was pissed off at this despicable human who uses lowly magic. Yen told UA to hurry up since she can't hold on for much longer. UA concentrates his power on his staff while telling the zombie king that they are not despicable. It's just that the zombie king is weak. When UI released the attack, the zombie king received consecutive powerful damage. Yao's jaw dropped from disbelief. A level 23-star boss just lost a quarter of its health in an instant. UUA's damage output is ridiculously high. UUA releases more power as he planned to end the fight. He created lightning and tornado and it struck down on the zombie king. When it was finished, the zombie king fell on the ground. Yao was so amazed. Yen agreed and she excitedly asked if UA's damage output had increased.